You guys are all set to go.
Thank you, Scott. Good
You're welcome.
afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Reynolds School Project Building Committee. It is December 19th, 2024, 5:17 p.m. I will do the roll call. Dave Nagel,
Here.
Jeremy Wetzel,
Here.
Carol Duggan,
Here.
and Steve Woods here. Not missing anybody, right? Next item is public participation. We have nobody in there. So our next item is take action on prior meeting minutes. We have one. The entertain a motion that we pass and approve the minutes from a meeting of December 5th, 2024.
So moved.
Motion.
Thank you, Dave.
Second.
Seconded by Carol. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Jennifer, you're up.
Okay. Good evening. All right. Oops, I always forget the last button. Okay. So our activities lately are still reviewing final closeout documentation from the contractors and attending meetings such as the owner, architect, contractor meeting and other ones that become necessary for us to participate in, and reviewing the applications for payment, change orders. Thankfully, that's the applications for payment. You have one tonight. And we reviewed that. We recommend that for payment. But change orders have been few and far between, or have been generally credits and, reconciling allowances and things. So I don't think you have any on your agenda for tonight as far as change orders go. The application for payment that we reviewed for November is for $455, $467 and 29 cents. So we recommend that for your approval. And then the other thing I have to report on that we got notification of, I think it was today or yesterday, Eversource has finished their verification of the electrical energy efficiency measures that were put into the design and incorporated into the construction. So they completed their review of that confirmation, and they have processed a payment going to Newington for almost $73,000. Yeah, that's $72,945 and 90 cents. So Newington will be seeing that shortly. And they're working on finalizing the gas energy efficiency measures that were designed and incorporated into the construction. That is anticipated to be $67,361 going back to Newington, but we're waiting for final confirmation and processing of that part to get to you. Are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Jennifer? Okay, thank you, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
Next is owner's project manager update with a financial update right after, both by Eileen.
Happy holidays, everyone. So we've been meeting, we had another meeting again on Tuesday, just going over open items, what is left to complete, and how the commissioning is going, the HVAC system, which we discussed last time. The wiring has been repaired or replaced. They replaced it, and we haven't heard anything. So no news is good news. I have not heard from Jason. So hopefully we can get commissioning started as soon as possible on that and get this past us. The other things we're just working on, closing out budget, getting final invoices, payments, oh, we work on a lot of the same stuff, so actually I had forwarded over what Jennifer had shown you all this morning about the energy incentives, and I appreciate everyone's help on that. So thank you. Anyone?
Anybody have any
Let's say
questions?
I'll move into the budget if you like.
Yeah.
Okay, let me share my screen. All right, I know that's not going to be. Need it larger, right? Okay. There we go. So we're doing well on budget. We're almost closing out a lot of the categories here. And we really only had one invoice that came in for technology here. Otherwise, we're still looking good, and we have remaining in order contingency 377,272.50. But no other invoices have come in at the moment, but it's looking good. Does anyone have any questions on this?
Any questions for Eileen? Thank you, Eileen.
Okay, thank you.
Construction managers update, Rich?
All right, same thing as the last meeting. We're continuing with the financial closeout and continuing with collecting any final O&Ms and warranty type documents from the subcontractors to provide those to the owner for their future use. And like Eileen had said, we're working with some warranty items with the HVAC. Hopefully that's all set now. We'll be out there next week to address a couple more warranty items. Well, we will have some window testing to validate some of the final parts of the spec on Monday, the 23rd, while the kids are out. So couple things to do out there next week and just continue with the financials. Hoping to wrap those up very soon.
No change orders, right, Rich?
No, nothing this week.
Okay. Any questions for Rich? I should let the record show too that Kim Radish joined us at about 5:20 p.m. Welcome, Kim. Next item would be review invoices and take action on invoices. Do we have any, Eileen?
We have one. So I'll share that. Let me just pull it up quick. Okay. So we had reviewed this one and issued a purchase order, moved some money over for additional technology licenses for Vivi. And the amount due now is $23,994. And this one, for some reason, doesn't have my stamp on it, but I had sent one with it. But it does have a purchase order number. Oh,
There
not
you go.
sharing. Yeah. No one yelled and said, "You're not sharing."
Well, I thought it was going to pop up.
This is the purchase order number that goes with this invoice. Anyone have any
Director can
questions?
pay it.
Yes.
So that I would entertain a motion that we accept this invoice for $23,994 from Vivi.
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 Yes. Greg
So-
Holland
So
Technology.
moved.
Thank you, Kim.
Second.
And second by Dave. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Other business pertinent to the committee. First thing we have is the suggested meeting dates. For 2025. We probably will not use all these dates, but it's just easier to set them in now. And if we don't need them, we'll cancel the meetings. But it's easier and better to have regular meetings than special meetings. Anybody have any conflicts with any of these dates? No? And again, a motion to approve the dates as presented for the or for the year of 2025.
So moved.
Moved by Dave Nagel and second by
Second.
Carol. All those in favor?
Aye.
I was saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. We do have a payment app. Can somebody put that up? Okay, I can't read that.
Yeah, right, so you're gonna read that amount to Steve.
It's $455,467.29.
And it's pay app number 29.
Correct.
Okay, so a motion to approve the pay app as presented. Someone?
So moved.
Thank you, Dave. In a second,
Second.
second by Kim. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion passes unanimously. Lou, have you made any progress on pricing for that extra work? I know I have a few that Eileen has that she'll put up. But there was some other stuff we were waiting for you to get back to us on.
Were you talking to me, Steve, or to Jen?
Yes, no, to you, Lou.
Yeah, I got a preliminary proposal outline from KBA earlier today. It did not have a price on it yet, but the content and the scope of the work and the services requested all are in alignment with what we're hoping to accomplish. And it's just a matter of agreeing on dollars if the committee chooses to allow this to go forward. So do you want me to share any of the details with the group?
Well, we might as well wait till you get the numbers, right?
Okay,
So,
all right, that's fine.
and will you have?
I don't have anything else unless Jen has something.
The only thing I guess I would clarify with that is our proposal is based on, of course, design. So that's not a number for if you were to construct these improvements that we would design. Our proposal wouldn't include the cost for doing that, the construction pieces of it.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to clarify that. So
That's just your piece. Okay. That's fine.
so we
Construction
might
estimate.
need to talk about that too, Lou. But if we did the design and then it went forth for either sending it out, whether it's bid or picking some contractors to get proposals from to see how much the construction would be.
Right.
I imagine that the committee would probably ultimately like to know, well, how much is it to get this whole thing done? Not just design, but what the construction costs would be. So
Fair
our
enough.
proposal doesn't include the construction
Okay.
cost.
Right.
Okay.
Any idea when we could expect something like that?
I haven't had a chance to check back in with Paul
Okay.
this morning. I'm sorry. I I was tied up most of the day to see if he had that number. I was hoping to give you a not to exceed today,
Okay.
for our design fees, but I
Mhm.
don't have that yet. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I imagine he'd be able to get it to me by tomorrow.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right.
he told me he was looking at it. He just didn't give me the number.
Mhm. Okay. Well, it's a few weeks off. It's a few weeks off. You know, it's uh I don't
The next
Yeah.
meeting's January 2nd. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Right. So we'd have to wait until then.
okay.
I don't have anything concrete I can share at this point.
Okay, Eileen, you want to put up what we do have?
Sure.
That he gave us?
All right. So I have these quotes, but I just want to show you the Excel spreadsheet. So this is for security purposes, main office, the vestibule area, uh, a new security card reader, cameras out in the courtyard, and a few other items. And
Yeah.
this is something that Jeremy Wetzel has been bringing up. And
Can you blow that
Mike,
up, Eileen, so we can see it? At least, maybe it's me that's going blind, but there you go.
all right.
So that's
So
30.
I can pull up the quote. Yeah, but this is 39,988.
Yeah,
And then I contacted Actionair today. We were told that it would be a wise decision to get a UPS battery backup on the BMS system. Oh, and I have this. For the MDF closet in A wing. We really don't want the BMS system going down, so it's a not to exceed 2,500. Then this was the column where I had Jennifer and Lou, what they're working on for a design. This is additional FF&E. We have 2 quotes. This is Lakeshore products that Jason is looking for, so that's more like the pre-K kindergarten, 12,431.96. And then Robert Lord, this is miscellaneous tables and additional furniture that they specified in a spreadsheet that were needed. That quote is for 43,583.16. And then Craig Holland is looking for a quantity of 20 ViewSonic displays. So that's actually 33,519 times 2, because the quote is only for a quantity of 10, but they really want 20. So each quote would be 33,519. And then Lou got a quote for painting, final painting color changes, which they did accent walls in a cameo white. So that amount is 19,900. And if you'd like me to open the quotes, I can.
what's
Do
the
you have any questions?
committee's pleasure on these? Is this something you want to move forward on? Do you want to sit on it and evaluate it? Yes, Jeremy.
Was there ever a quote generated for the lighting in the back of the school? Maybe 3 lights or something, 3 LEDs or some kind of flood lighting back there? Any chance?
Lou, you were going to look into that. Did you?
I have to say honestly, I forgot about that one. So
Yeah,
I'll put it on my list.
Okay, yeah, just out of curiosity, maybe it's just something that's a little bit, I don't know how much that would, I don't know how it would look in relation to these other things. I can speak to the cameras on the security meeting, committee meeting for the school. They actually asked me to bring it up because I guess they have no eyes on the courtyard and that sort of thing. So I think it's a good idea to have, especially in this day and age. It seems like every day there's something going on in some schools somewhere. on the news in the morning. And of course, being a tech guy, I can say the battery backup's always a good idea, though it's hard to get the bang for your buck sometimes because you really don't get a lot of time out of them. But this seems like a good one at that price. I would imagine. So hopefully you're getting, at least an hour or a couple hours out of it until the power gets restored or a generator kicks on or something. So I can't really speak to the rest of this stuff, but no objection.
Excuse me for butting in, Jeremy. On your lighting request, is it for strictly off what would be the south end, where it'd be for the playscape area, and then the area which kind of sweeps around toward the
That's
woods
still
on
gate.
the high side of the school, the west side? Just for
Yeah,
back there, right?
Yeah, just generally some lights back there. I guess it's in my experience, it was very dark when we had the ice cream social and other PTO events back there. So
Okay,
it just have some kind of lighting so people can kind of see their way in and out. But yeah, ideally what we want is something that goes from the entrance, when you're pulling in from the street, you go left for drop off and then you can go back. So straight along there and then, yeah, bang that left, maybe go down the hill. Couple lights over there would be a good idea too, I think.
okay. Yeah, because the only part is, since it's only a one-story building going all the way around, you'd have a very low profile to the lights unless you elevated them to some capacity to get a longer throw. So are you looking really to just illuminate the pathways, or are you really looking for the playscape to be fully illuminated?
As much floodlighting maybe as we can get back there just to kind of cover at least out to, I know you probably can't cover out to the forest line there, where the woods kind of come in. That's a lot to cover, but maybe at least a good, 20-foot throw from the building would be sufficient, I think. Get
Okay.
the entrances and all of that sort of thing. I imagine that would be beneficial to the events there and just general security on that backside.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Anybody else want to speak to it? So the first two look like they're a go. Unless somebody objects, I don't see that. And what about the additional FF&E and then the technology, which is roughly $70,000 for the 20 screens and 20,000 for the painting? Yes, no? The whole thing would be 185, 441,
Yeah,
12.
correct.
So we have the money in the contingency.
We do.
We do. Right now we have $376,000 ballpark. 377.
Correct.
What if I make a motion?
Can I
Jeremy
have
has a
I have a
question.
question.
Yep.
Kim first, go ahead, Kim.
Yeah, just the FF&E, can you just explain that a little bit more?
Sure, I can
Both of
pull
those.
all right. Let me pull up. So Jason was looking for 2 extra kitchen sets, microwave and pantry, hardwood stove. So I think it's the pre-K items. Another sand and water table, sink, refrigerator, and just more of these 4 more beanbag chairs and some bookcases. And then I can show you the other quote. It doesn't have photos, but the other one was for 6 student tables. Laminate top and legs. A 6 by 48. So there's two different sizes there. Then 4 wave leg tables that are ADA desks. 12 more bookcases, 5 shelf, 8 storage cabinets,
If you prefer, ladies and gentlemen, I can have
Eh,
Eileen send all this back up to you and we can take action on this or not take action on it on January 2nd. It's up to you.
I mean, I'm fine with it. We have the contingency money, maybe with the caveat that we can all use the beanbag chairs at some point.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I can't get out of them.
I mean, I'm fine with this. I don't see it as any luxury items or any. I mean,
Yeah, there's not.
we've done such a tremendous job, or I should say the the crews have done such a tremendous job that adding these additional when we do have the funds is fine with me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jeremy and Carol, Jeremy, you got your hand up?
I was just gonna ask, so yeah, I agree with Kim. I think this is definitely needs, in talking to Jason, it's great, especially it's for the pre-K program, which we really want to get off to a good start, obviously, here in town, as most towns do. So my question kind of lies in that paint line there for $20,000 or so. Is this redoing paint? What's costing $20,000 to paint over?
Lou, you want to speak to that?
Okay, the painting in the classrooms, was just found not really, it had no vibrancy and no pop for colors, and it had very much of that gray tone, across all of the spaces. So to, try to amend that, we did have built-in casework that is in that brown on tan kind of stripe, like a highly, wood with a high grain to it. We can see the lines in it are very pronounced. So this changes the primary wall color to cameo white, which is on the yellower side of white as a warm color to go with that. And then one accent wall in the space that is consistent across all the classrooms, which has a very vibrant pop. They were using a burgundy color, a teal, a blue, and the fourth one was I can't remember what the fourth color was off the top of my head. That was there. And they were trying to just use each grade level, getting the same color accent to kind of set off each grouping. And in the first part of the work that we did, there was everybody was, really wowed with the vibrancy it created in the, without giving up any of the warmth and the, that we wanted to have for the building and, just a nice, comfortable feeling to the building, but it was just a little too gray. So when we did the first portion of the work, we were not in possession of the lower levels of the building. That happened after we did that work a few months back. So now we're just going in and finishing up the job of what we had started to do. So does that address everybody's questions appropriately? And anybody looking for more information?
Oh, yeah, that, for me, it does, for sure, yeah, so, I would agree, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably good for a little refresh there, thank you.
Carol?
Yeah, I'm in favor of anything that Jason is saying that the classrooms need, especially for the preschool rooms, because they are new. And I agree with Lou, the pops of color with the painting definitely has added some warmth and some a feel of an elementary school. It was very bland before, so this is really helping a little bit. So I'm in favor of all of the things that are on the list.
Okay. And I'll entertain a motion that we approve this list of items for $185,441.12
So moved.
by Dave, and a second
Second,
by Carol. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Next is public participation. And we still have none. Comments by members? Anybody? Thank you, everyone. Motion to adjourn. Anyone?
So moved.
So
Thank
moved.
you.
Or
All those in
second.
favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Thanks again, everybody.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
Happy holidays,
everyone.
Happy
everyone.
Happy
holidays.
holidays.
Have a good one.